VP of Sales and Marketing at National Mortgage Professional Magazine, and I would like to welcome you to National Mortgage Professional Magazine's webinar titled The Future of Mortgage Marketing, Showcasing Powerful New Strategies of Today's Top Lenders, sponsored and presented by TagQuest. I would like to thank all of our webinar attendees for taking the time out of their busy days for this very valuable and informative webinar in our ongoing series of webinars. Today's webinar will be conducted by James Collins, Sales Manager at TagQuest. James has been with TagQuest for 4 years. He has a great passion for helping clients grow their business and make the best use of their marketing dollars. James is currently managing accounts for Fortune 500 companies while working out of the Seattle, Washington office. James's previous experience includes over 12 years between wholesale and retail sales and marketing for national and international companies. If you have questions during the webinar, please you can ask them on your GoToWebinar console. We will try to answer as many questions as possible at the end of the webinar. Before we get started, though, we wanted to ask a poll question of the audience. So I'm going to launch it right now on your screen. And the question is, how could a great marketing method affect your business? If you could answer on the screen, I'll give you a few seconds to answer, and then I'm going to share the results with everyone. Okay, I am going to close up the poll now and share the results. Okay, so 88% of you said it could completely change my business. 11% said it could help, but it's not necessary. And 1% said it would have little to no effect on my business. So that's good that you all think that marketing will help you, because I hope this webinar will be very informative. I'm sure it will. Anthony. And without any further ado, I'm going to turn things over to James Collins.
Yeah, let's just share one, though.
James, are you there?
Hey, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Beverly. Thank you all for attending today. Future of Mortgage Marketing.
You guys can watch it.
Sorry, I'm hearing a lot of background noise, James, and I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure why. Hold on a second.
Sorry, everyone. James is just fixing those issues. Hopefully, we'll be right back on.
Sorry about that. Looks like we got it fixed. Thank you all for attending today. The Future of Mortgage Marketing, showcasing powerful new strategies, today's top lenders, new marketing methods and technology that grab the attention of your ideal clients, remove the challenges of creating and deploying, measuring your success. Everyone wants their business to thrive with new and repeat clients, from baby boomers to millennials. The strategies used today are effective ways to grow your business. First, I'm going to jump through our agenda. Multi-channel marketing. Letting technology work for you. How to appeal to all age groups at the same time. Laser targeting your demographic. Customize your marketing for you. Staying within the new compliance standards, I know everyone's favorite, increasing your ROI and customer retention rate. Multi-channel marketing, what is it? Multi-channel marketing is the use of several marketing platforms to interact with potential customers in several ways within the same marketing campaign. For example, direct mail marketing plus email marketing plus voice messaging would be a great example of a multi-channel marketing campaign. Everyone gets a letter, phone call. Some people are going to get emails. These new campaigns are groundbreaking. They're absolutely revolutionizing the way customers and companies interact before the sale. Think of it like this. If you only have one prospect to work at a time, wouldn't they get the most personal attention from you, and you as well have a higher close ratio? Multi-channel marketing does exactly that. Multi-channel marketing versus traditional. Multi-channel marketing involves increasing the points of contact with your customers and reaching additional customer segments by providing access points that they prefer. You might have someone that's interested and gets a call to action, but it's not typically the way they're most comfortable reaching out. They might prefer reaching out to you online or responding to an email versus picking up the phone and calling from a letter, for example. This makes it much more likely for them to make contact on that call to action through their preferred method. Each one of these channels is going to reinforce the other, increasing the probability of that call to action being taken. The number of touch points and channels clients interact with has grown massively over the years. You can send someone an email at the same time that they're getting a letter in the mail, or leave a message on their phone just before their time to get that letter in the mail. At the same time, you can be showing up on their favorite social media feed when they're on their computers at home or work, or messaging with their family. Add an email to the mix of all that, and you've got 4 or 5 different ways to produce a result. And because it has all common content, you're building credibility in your offer, in your company, yourself. Today, you actually have the ability to get very specific about the audiences you interact with. Walk them comfortably and exclusively through your sales process and into your follow-up system after they've done business with you. Multi-channel versus traditional. Classic old versus new. So multi-channel are new methods. It's trackable, versatile, scalable, and traditional print ads, telemarketing, and direct mail are the old standards. Today, the term multi-channel marketing is focused mostly around new marketing methods, the web, landing pages, email marketing, for example. There's a very specific reason for this. It's all electronic and completely trackable. The trackability, versatility, and scalability of it allows for everything to be tracked. Granular is the term. How many impressions did we get? How many clicks? What was my bounce rate? And ultimately, what was my conversion rate? Versatility, you can change as you go, and as many times as you need to. If an ad's not working or a segment of the population isn't responding, change it. Scalability is infinite. I mean, think about the World Wide Web. There's no limit to what you can do there. So if anything works, it can be expanded national or even globally. Bringing all these things together into your space, the mortgage space, we already know who qualifies, right? We can target in on those people, your ideal clientele, by loan amount, by loan type, geography, interest rate, mortgage seasoning, on, and suddenly you're starting to envision a multi-channel direct marketing campaign targeted in on your ideal clients only, rather than just placing an ad in front of as many people as you can possibly manage for the lowest price. Let's consider placing an ad into with a very specific message in front of a target audience, the people you already know qualify for a very specific loan product. You know, having your foot in as many doors means you'll get more customers and recognition. Using those multi-channel campaigns allows you to keep targeted on those people you already know you want to work with, and grow it as big as you want. There's infinite scalability. And inside that, they can use all the channels they prefer, giving them the choice in how they're going to interact with your business, which means the channel they're most comfortable with increasing your chances of seeing completed conversions, more loans, more customers, more referrals. Having these touch points in the campaigns allows you to connect with them on that more personal level than, say, the traditional print ad. There's not a lot of personality there. Traditional marketing methods, such as the old ads in the newspaper, flyers to every door, telemarketing, direct mail, they don't usually or typically get used together. They might be deployed at the same time. The old school of thought is that you have to use them separately. Different platforms, different targets, different demographics. Traditional methods can also be expensive. And you have to make sure you've done your market research or there's that doom of zero ROI. And I mean, the reality, the economy we live in now doesn't really allow for that kind of waste in any business, certainly the mortgage industry. I mean, the school of thought now is why not combine them all? I mean, we have the technology. It's possible. When I say it's possible, I mean, why not? I mean, these strategies have only come available in recent times. Chances are most of your competition have no idea that these options exist, what they are, or even how to implement them. Today I'm going to be going over several of these different channels. Letting someone else do the work for once. Let technology work for you. Your CRM, personal URLs, and online marketing. CRM, your customer relationship manager. Increase profitability, productivity, and improve customer service. CRM is an app that helps you manage your relationships with your current and prospective customers. Most of you likely have something similar to this. It's the effort made towards creating and developing and maintaining that healthy relationship that creates the long-lasting relationship with your customers using the technology. It develops and maintains that relationship, and really it's the most important aspect for old and new business. The CRM not only helps you keep track of every task and every event, but also relate them to an appropriate customer or lead, increasing profitability. It's Forbes 6 to 7 times more expensive to acquire a new customer than to keep an existing customer. That's pretty powerful. The cost of you to bring on a new customer versus keeping that old one. New business drives the market. Repeat business makes it easier to keep funding your new customer acquisition. For example, TagQuest Insight allows for you to be notified when your past customers are working with your competition. A simple notification in your CRM telling you to call and keep a customer's business. Increasing your productivity and your ROI. When companies lack these tools to manage their customer relationships with both the new and the old customers, there's bound to be some falling through the cracks. The systems help ensure that this doesn't happen by adding that extra layer of accountability to the customer relationship and manage the process. When you and your professionals that you work with have a good CRM at your disposal, you're able to quickly access information that can close sales and generate more profit, both for new and old business. It allows you to effectively manage everyone and improve your customer service. if you know what's going on in their life from day to day, they're going to think of you when it comes time to buy another home or refer a friend or refinance their current home. The goal is to have the support quickly and effectively help you manage these customers and retain their business. The right CRM can handle multiple tasks and one central console. So your sales, your marketing, your customer service and support, finding and distributing all that information quickly and keeping track of everything that happens within all of those folds. So imagine having one place where you can control your marketing, lead flow, past customers, documents, all in one system. PURL, PURL, a personal URL. Some of you might be familiar with this. What is a PURL? Personal URL is a personalized URL, essentially a tool in marketing that takes advantage of the technological age that we're in. It offers a customizable, easy to access, and a more appealing way to market to your clientele. This would be something you'd commonly use with a direct mail or email marketing campaign, for example. It's easy to use, easy to set up, and guaranteed lead capture, a personal experience for your leads. How does it work? Any mailings you're sending out, for example, are supplemented with a unique landing page for each prospect. So you have a direct mail piece, say, going out to John Smith at abcmortgage.com, for example. That would be printed on the letter or in an email. This landing page is usually personalized when they arrive, and it can be customized depending on the type of campaign being ran. And generally pre-filled form with their information, verifying. And at this point we can ask questions, take surveys, register for events, have them add appointment times for follow-up. It's truly customizable for each campaign. It makes it interactive. So once they land on the page, their visit's recorded in our personal URL engine, and any responses are recorded as well. Your team can be notified as soon as these leads arrive on the page, and essentially turning a warm lead into a hot one. The benefits are pretty vast. When you're looking at things like a direct mail campaign or an email campaign, you're talking about increasing the response rate exponentially. All those people that might not be comfortable picking up the phone right away are often more comfortable going online first. So increased response rates, you gain information about the customers through the process. It makes it easier to manage the relationship once the digital footprint is established. And you can send qualified leads in real time to your teams. And of course, able to completely track and measure the responses in real time. And of course, generating automated responses to your lead flow. So as soon as they've inquired online, you can have an immediate response sent out to them that they'll be in touch shortly. Online marketing, we're in it. Here's the future right here. SEO, search engine optimization, pay-per-click, PPC, and social media marketing, social media plugins. Search engine optimization, with millions of people performing millions of searches every day to find content on the internet, it makes sense that marketers want their products to be found by potential customers. Search engines use very closely guarded algorithms to determine the results that they display. However, determining what factors these algorithms take into account has led to the ability to get websites ranked on the top of a search engine's results, which previously wouldn't have. SEO is the process of fulfilling the criteria within a website that the search engines consider valuable. Here are some of the outlines. Distinct parts of an SEO campaign. There are two of them. On-page optimization. This is the process of fulfilling the requirements on the search engines, what they're looking for, right? And then off-page optimization, number two, includes links, building contextual marketing. So relevant content to back up those relevant search terms. Picture someone goes online and looks for refinance my home. You could be at the top with pay-per-click, posting ads for that result. But if you have your SEO up there too, your content's relevant, you're the top search result underneath those ads. You're the most relevant search result according to these algorithms. Well, pay-per-click. Advertising, it's really revolutionized the online world. I mean, look at today. You have Google, 99% of their revenue comes from this. It's a tool that works for generating more of that now business. This would be like recommended for pay-per-clicks, recommended for more increasing sales and lead generation now, or branding, or if you're testing and measuring for new products or services. It's really a surefire way to get exposure immediately. So direct contact with the market. You can contact one of our marketing representatives to establish your goals, set a budget, and get started. Usually, time we process your order, it's only a few days before your ads are up and running. And social media and social media plugins. This one's really interesting. This is a much more recent development over the last year at the most. It's a marketing system that gives you the ability to actually target your past and prospective clients on their preferred social media websites with your targeted ads and campaigns. So you can send specific ads to your past clients or prospective clients, producing 6 times the ROI of traditional online marketing or advertising, and you don't have to stop right there. You can take current lists that you're marketing to through direct mail, telemarketing, online marketing, and serve them ads on these social media sites directly. Creating that multi-channel approach and truly doing a direct multi-channel campaign, both online and offline. Target your preferred demographic, whether it's credit-based or financial institutions, or more specific special interests like credit rating, length of home ownership, and so on. Get your message delivered in the social media pages that they exact people are on. Traditionally, social media marketing and advertising works by getting your clients to follow you. This process produces followers and can be costly, mostly in the time that you're putting into it. With the social media plugin, you can actually follow them, reversing the process on them. So now you have the ability to truly take control of your social media marketing. You follow them, not them follow you. This system allows you to actually target these audiences and suppress them out of your online campaigns. You can choose the media that they see, choose how often they see it, and of course choose how much you want to spend. All right, let's get on here. All right, so the fun part, how to appeal to all age groups at the same time. Baby boomers all the way to millennials. A majority of the current housing market is being propped up by the boomer generation. Generation X, the 1965 to 1980, and of course the millennials, Generation Y, 81 to 2000. They're becoming the main focus of marketing campaigns nationwide. Baby boomer generation is the nation's largest living generation compared to Generation X and Y. The new generations aren't buying homes or refinancing at the same rates as the boomers have. And gosh, I mean, look at the number of homeowners age 35 to 39. It's dropped significantly over the last 10 years. And the lack of trading up activity on their marketing is on the market is increasing rental property prices, making it harder to save for down payments. And then you've got people 35 to 44 or more stagnant wages than anyone before them. Lowest wages since the end of the 60s. So unless you're going to get up on reverse mortgage, it's time to find a new way to market to the younger generations. One thing we know is the younger generations are more technically savvy and have much more trust in the internet. I know I'm calling my brother if I have a problem with my computer. If you want to reach out to him, you have to reach out to him in a medium that they're comfortable with. The critical part of the effectiveness of a multi-channel marketing campaign is getting in front of them online and in their home. So telemarketing is all but illegal in the financial sector. So we have to utilize the vehicles we have at our disposal. That's direct mail, online advertising. That's the pay-per-click SEO and social media, internet leads and email marketing to attract the attention of the qualified buyers. Sorry about that, getting ahead of myself. So here's the trick. You have to target the same person several different ways in order to build that credibility and attract them to your business. You need to let them know you want to talk to them, let them know that they're qualified. The younger generations have a much better grasp of their own credit situation, but they don't really understand what it takes to qualify for what programs or even what's available to them for buying or refinancing a home. Create a multi-channel marketing campaign that's incorporating both an online and offline presence. This can be done even with pre-screened credit offers. Direct marketing approaches are going to increase with the younger generations as time goes on. If you have a campaign hitting all of the generations at the same time in multiple ways, you're sure to reach them on all those different levels that they're comfortable with. The millennial might see your ad on social media and connect with you via the personal URL on a website. Or the baby boomer might be more likely to pick up the phone and call you right off the bat. Or because there was a message left on their phone, making it more personal and less of a advertisement. Those multi-channel campaigns are what get people to take the call to action. And Beverly, we got a poll question?
Yes, we do. I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. So if you can answer this question, are you currently using multi-channel marketing strategies? You can answer yes, no, or you have considered. I'm going to give you a few seconds to answer, and then I'll share the results with you. All right, I am going to close up the poll, and I will share results right now. Wow, so 63% of you are currently using it. That's great. 16% said no, and 21% said they have considered.
Wow, that's impressive. So let's jump on here. So customizing your marketing for you, targeting the right demographic, finding the right vehicle, testing and measuring, and tracking. So targeting the right demographic. This is all about the data. As mortgage professionals, you have access to extremely sensitive information. You can use these tools you have at your disposal as a lender to generate more business. As a lender, whether you are a banker or a broker, you have access to all those very specific targeting and information points to qualify customers for you and target in your marketing to generate new business. Only lenders can access credit information, so you can utilize this credit data to help you personalize your marketing campaigns in many different ways. It can be matched perfectly with many compliance enforcement agencies and all of the new regulations that seem to be popping up day after day. So you can create your own personal market by selecting the customers you want to work with. You can pre-screen them as a prospect list in many different ways. The most common selects to pre-qualify the borrower are loan amount, revolving debt, loan type, income, loan to value, mortgage open date, credit score, debt ratio. I'll stop there as the list goes on quite a bit. By following the guidelines around the use of credit data and pre-screening your targeted borrowers, you already know they qualify. So you're not wasting the borrower's time or your own. This creates a sense of trust and loyalty with the borrower by showing that you actually care. And of course, you have to find the right vehicle. So multi-channel marketing campaigns, for example, our direct mail voice campaign. You send a letter in the mail to your targeted borrowers, send them a voice message right before that letter is supposed to hit their mailbox with a personal URL on it so they can interact with you by phone or online, and better yet, add an email campaign to it. So not only are they getting a message on their phone, getting a letter in the mail, but they're getting an email from you, all pre-screened bureau data. So you can be sure they are your prospect, and when they interact with you, you already know they're qualified. And then, of course, social media. So you can place these ads in front of the same pre-screened clientele. So all those things before, but then when they're spending 2 hours a day on average on Facebook, for example, they're going to see you relevant and credible in their social media feed. So back to testing and measuring here. You have to know your response rates. If you don't know what your response rate is, you're likely not going to know what your app rate or your conversion or close loan rate is going to be. Having these tracking systems in place to show you the results helps you keep track of all the clients that you're managing from your marketing dollars. Success of the campaigns, so you know what to adjust going forward. All right, so I know this is everybody's favorite part, so I saved it more for the end here, staying within the new compliance standards. Control, regulation, risk, rules, strategy, laws, and all under that compliance world. If you've ever done any significant amount of marketing, you've probably ran into or heard of others running into problems with compliance, hoops to jump through to keep your marketing compliant. The mortgage industry and your marketing strategy are heavily regulated by the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and now, of course, the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. These agencies put in place to make sure that consumers are not being taken advantage of by lenders or their marketing, for that matter. And with all the guideline changes in the mortgage industry, it's really easier than ever to get into hot water. How can you stay current with all the regulations? One, you can read the guidelines on the agency websites. Make sure you work with a reputable marketing firm. This is key. There are plenty of marketing people out there who don't understand the guidelines. If they don't know the rules, they can't be expected to help you follow them. If you have a compliance department, I know most of you do these days, use them. They have intimate knowledge of your industry's regulations and will make sure you don't get into hot water. And this is the most important of all. Talk to your marketing company about it. If you use an outside marketing firm, you must absolutely take the time to talk with them and find out how much they know about the guidelines for the specific type of marketing that you do or are planning to do this year. Sure, it's not their responsibility to make sure you follow the rules, but if you get into trouble, they'll lose you as a client, and any good company will always put your best interest first. Some easy ways to make sure that you're actually compliant. Make sure you understand the regulation. It impacts your marketing, your industry, your loan type, and do your best to follow them. They'll sometimes lower your response rates, so it's important to consider this before you begin a marketing campaign. If you've already started your campaigns, have that conversation with your compliance officer or your marketing firm and make any necessary changes ASAP. Talk with your marketing firm, get useful insight into how you can keep your marketing profitable while following set guidelines, and find out what's working for the types of loans you're focusing on within this. Increase your ROI and customer retention rate. According to a study done by CSO Insight, salespeople spend about 25 to 30% of their time selling. Only 25 to 30% of their time selling. The majority of the other time is spent on the menial tasks, administrative work like qualifying leads, doing research, following up. Current CRMs are put in place to help focus on selling and being as productive as possible. Average loan officer in today's world is closing 5 to 8 loans a month. Imagine if you had a system that helped you manage everything you had on your plate. Follow up with current clients, past clients, and then imagine having a system that would actually send them a birthday card, an anniversary card. Those clients will be remembering you when they're actually ready to refinance or have a friend or family to refer or need a new loan. Also gives you the capacity to work at the speed of 10 agents. Your close ratios multiplied by 10. I don't have to do the math for you. That's amazing for anybody. And increasing your return on investment. So increasing your ROI and customer retention rate. sort of a no customer left behind mentality. Everyone gets followed up with. And I mean, really the great news is you're working the same amount of time you've always been working. Having more time to spend with friends and family, that significant other that's left at home for 13 hours a day. I think we've all been there. But the difference now is you're letting technology actually do the work for you, making you more organized and more efficient. Technology can be hard, but once it's set up correctly, it's almost magical, the things it can do for you. And plus, there are people specifically out there to set these things up for you and make it work for you. Thank you all very much for taking the time to join today. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to TagQuest directly. You should see the number on your screen there. And visit tagquest.com and feel free to contact us at any point. Again, thank you for all your time.
And thank you, James, for a great presentation. So we have time now for a few questions. We have a few coming in, actually quite a bit coming in now in our Q&A. So we're going to get to as many as we can. And if we don't get to your question by the end of the webinar, I will make sure that TagQuest receives it so that they will get in touch with you to answer it. The first question is, do you have to be a branch or can individuals do this on their own, so multi-channel marketing?
Oh, that's a great question. No, I mean, anyone that has a goal in mind can have a campaign and a plan put forth, whether they're a one-man show broker or a net branch or a list of branches all over the country. They can be scaled up or down depending on the growth goals and size of the company we're working with.
Okay, great. How long does it take to set up something like this?
Wow, another great question. I mean, depending on the campaign and different channels within, I mean, you can have campaigns that are up and running in a couple of days in a multi-channel effect. You could have some campaigns that might take 4 or 5 days. There are some campaigns that are up and running in 24 hours. Length of time is not necessarily something that's going to put you behind. I'd say a majority of the campaigns are up and running in 24 to 48 hours.
Excellent. What kind of targets are people using now?
Wow. We work with people all over the country with all sorts of different lending guidelines and preferred targets. Refi obviously has been very big with rates where they've been over the last year. Everyone has a different goal in mind, but with all the targets and selects available these days, I mean, you're talking about being able to get specific to a very specific lending guideline for a program you have, like a FHA streamlined program, down to DTI and FICO range, specific communities that you want to work within. There's not a lot of limits on what we can do these days. I mean, you're talking about we started in data 13 years ago, so you're talking about hundreds of files with thousands of different things we can target for. So when we talk about setting a microcosm or a very closely targeted demographic, it's it can be very, very targeted. But back to the question, it's really been a refi boom. Reverse mortgage has been increasing over the last 2 years as well. We're seeing more and more of that with all the boomers getting into that age range where they don't maybe necessarily plan as well for retirement. And honestly, a ton of with the FHA stuff that's been going on, that's still booming. But really, I mean, honestly, it's completely varied. Everyone has a different program or clientele they prefer to work with.
Okay, we have time for one more question, and then we are going to sign off for today. The question is there a science behind when these multi-channel campaigns are received by the borrower?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there is. You can take, for example, let's say direct mail. In a multi-channel approach, when they receive each touch is very, very specific. So most of the everything we run in a multi-channel approach has been extensively beta tested before it ever hits the market live. So we know what day of the week we want that letter to hit their mailbox, what time of day and what day we want those messages to be left on their phones, when we want those emails to be delivered to them, when we want your ads to be shown on their social media sites. All those different things are very, very specific into the buying process, the psychology of a borrower. For example, if we're doing a multi-channel campaign mixed in with direct mail, they're going to have multiple touches through there, but one of them is going to be another message that they get a week later, very specifically timed to catch all those people that sat the letter on the corner of the desk, pinned it to the fridge, said, I'm going to call tomorrow, and forgot about it. So it's that gentle reminder, hey, you're interested, we need to talk, we need to work together. You qualify for this program, we need to talk. That pushes those people back into the call to action. Great question.
All right, so that is all the time we have for today. Again, I wanted to thank you, James, for a great presentation. And I wanted to thank TagQuest for sponsoring this webinar. And lastly, all of our attendees for taking time out of their day to hang out with us for for almost an hour, about an hour. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a great rest of the day, and we will see you on our next webinar.
Thanks, Beverly, and thank you all for your time.